Hey, everybody, I'm Scott Wikle. You're listening to My Kind of Country. Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday night. Great to have you with us. Great to have this lady back on the show with me tonight. One of my favorite people to talk to. With a brand new single we're going to talk about, some other great things going on. It's always a pleasure to welcome Kelly Lang to My Kind of Country. Kelly, how are you tonight?
I'm better now talking to you. Thank you.
Oh, always a pleasure to talk to you. How is TG doing?
I'm going to say he's good, but he's wobbling around today with a sciatica problem, so I'm getting ready to take him to the doctor.
Oh, man. It is always something, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It seems to be these days.
Well, you give him a big hug for me and tell him we're praying for him.
Thank you, Scott. I will.
Well, you've got a brand new single from a forthcoming album. Tell me about I Reach for Red.
Oh, Scott, I'm so thrilled to share this with you. I wrote this song a few years back about a friend that uses red wine for every celebration or downtime or good time or bad time. And I just thought it was so funny. I thought, man, I wish I had something I loved that much. So I wrote it kind of tongue-in-cheek, and didn't think much more about it. But as I'm putting this new project together, the album totally is a total of 11 songs, and it's going to be called Jealous Green Eyes. But I Reach for Red is the solo single debut off of the album. We uploaded it this last Friday, and it's available everywhere you get your music. Every month from this point forward, we're going to be, putting out a new song. And April, there's going to be a song called Hollywood that comes out, and then another song a month later, and then we're going to have the album out in July. So I'm so excited to share. And it's a group of songs that started from way back when I first started writing. I wrote a song called Jealous Green Eyes with the great Jim Weatherly, who wrote Midnight Train to Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
And that's on the album. It's the title of the album. And then all up to songs that I've written in the last several months. So it's going to be a big range of time in my life. But you'll see the writing evolve and the storyline evolve. And I like to tell people that this album is PG-13. It is a little spicy. So prepare your listening audience.
So this is the first album you've put out in quite some time. It's all original music.
Yeah, I did an album called Dragonfly a few years ago, but it was not all original. I think Obsession was my last in 2017, where I wrote all of the songs. And I've got a couple of co-writers on this one, of course, but majority of it's all self-penned, and it's kind of scary when you put your new music out and hope people like your cute little baby as much as you do, but hopefully it'll fall upon good ears. I've gotten some really good response from it so far, and it's a big undertaking. I'm not going to lie. It makes me crazy to have all these things to do because I'm used to not doing so much writing, but what a pleasure as well.
Well, I'm always curious when I talk to songwriters, what is your process? Do things kind of just come to you, or are you one of those people that says, I'm going to sit down, write a song? What's your process?
Oh, gosh. I mean, I can do it both ways. I have done it both ways. I prefer to just wake up one day and it start coming to me, and then I just am obedient enough to put it down, or I'll forget it right away. I love to write when I'm in the pool or in the tub, when I'm totally relaxed. I feel like water is a conduit to me. But it generally is like music or melody will come first, or I'll have had a conversation with somebody that kind of tricks a rhyming part of my brain to go, oh, that's a clever way of saying that, and I'll go back and try to write it. A lot of times I'll start a song and I'll have scribbles on my nightstand and they'll lay there for a year, and then I'll revisit after I've had a different reflection or a different conversation that might have sparked it along. So it's different. Every song's a little different.
When you record a song that you've written, how does it change from the point of where you've written it, you have it in lyrics, to becoming a full-fledged song, and does it kind of sometimes surprise you with the end result?
Yes and no. I know my limits, and I know that I'm not the greatest of writers as far as like with a piano or a guitar. I don't read a lick of music. So I try to hum or try to write out or put out the notes on a voice recorder as much as I can. I'm pretty close to it. But I know the people that can do the heavy lifting, and I'll meet up with my engineer buddy. He plays several instruments, and I'll go, buddy, I hear this humming noise for 8 bars, and then I hear a mandolin come in for 3 bars, and then I hear, and he reads my mind. I've got to be honest, it blows my mind, and it's such a wonderful thing for me to be able to get all of this music that I hear going on in my head out, so then I can lay it to rest, don't have to think about it in the middle of the night, and move on to the next song.
Sure. How has the music changed as far as how it's presented now? You mentioned you're putting out several singles and then an album. Is it kind of heading that way, more of where you're just putting a single out, or are albums still really something that you're striving for?
I love a good album. I love to sit and top to bottom it, because you'll sense a tapestry or a timeline, if you will, of a storyline once you hear a full album, and you get to know the artist's heart more, I think, when you listen to the whole project. Streaming is a good option if you're a one-and-go kind of person and you want to just hear a song or a part of a song or something. I get that. But my life work is set in listening to the full 11 songs all at one time.
I think we're gravitating toward that again. I see a lot of younger people who are buying albums and they're sitting for, like you said, that whole experience. And I think there's something that's missed when you just listen to a song here and there. It's like I've said before, it's like a musical journey. And if you get a chance to hear an album in its entirety, you're getting more of the essence of what the writer and what the artist is really putting out there.
Absolutely. And you know what I also think is, of all of the albums that I've done, and I've done a lot, I can't even remember what number this is. TG and I have done albums together, and I've done remakes of old songs together, and this is the first album that I have really earnestly thought about making it into vinyl, and it tells you where my heart is on this. This probably will be my last.
Well, I hope that you do get it on vinyl. I love listening to records, but anyway, it's I love being able to play them, right on the air and stuff like that. And there's just something that's magical about listening to a vinyl record.
Oh, I agree. I totally agree. I think it's organic. You hear the pops and the lines in it, and I don't know. I'm just old school.
Yeah, well, I am too.
I can't help it.
And music is not perfect. I think artists today try to strive for that perfection, and I think that's part of why so much of the new stuff that comes out by the the big pop artists, country artists of today, it all kind of sounds the same, and it's like they're striving for just that perfection. And I like hearing the little nuances in there, and just little influx,
Yeah, I agree. So we had a couple of little lines that he says, "Do you want me to tune these?" And I'm like, "No." It's called a blue note, and I sang it that way, and I wanted to keep it that way because I felt that it sounded like you're listening to it live, and I don't want it overdone. I don't want it to be too polished. And he was like, "Really? You don't mean to?" No, please don't. I understand. If you really miss a note, go sing it again.
Yeah.
I just think we're missing that. And I'm not one to deny using all the fine tools that we've got on modern technology, but sometimes you got to know where to take some of that polish out, and I think you'll be able to sense that on this album.
I love that, a blue note. That's a great term. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, KellyLang.net is Kelly's website, and as she mentioned, you can download and stream her music at all the great places we get our music, and the new song is called I Reach for Red. And Kelly, before we go, I do want to talk about Country for a Cause. That is coming up here on June 3rd. Tell me a little bit about that.
It sure is. Oh, my goodness, it's coming right up. We have been, TG and I have been hosting that for a long time. I can't even tell you how long. You might have that there in front of you, but it is just a labor of love for he and I. We get to raise money for it's a great cause for Children's Hospital here at Vanderbilt. Also sing along and hang out with all of our buddies. It's like a big family reunion, really. And it's just it's a pleasure to gather and have an opportunity to do good. And I don't know. If somebody told me I couldn't do that, I would be very, very sad.
Well, it's turned into a fabulous event every year, and a lot of great artists. I know you've got some really great artists lined up, including John Barry and Linda Davis, and I think Neil McCoy's in there. The Malpas brothers, yeah, some great stuff, and that's going to be Wednesday, June 3rd at the at 3rd and Lindsley there in Nashville. Country for a Cause, 6:30, and you can get tickets for that. We'll have that information on the My Kind of Country Facebook page, so you can get your tickets for that. And of course, TG and Kelly are hosting that as they always do. What a great event!
Well, thank you. We can't wait. That's June 3rd, and I'll be debuting a couple of the new songs from the album. And the album, Jealous Green Eyes, will be out in July. So you'll hear 4 or 5 singles before it comes out. And that way people can get an experience of it just to decide if that's something that they want in their collection. So if you want to see it live and close, you can come to Country for a Cause and help people and enjoy the evening as well.
Perfect. Looking forward to it. And when your album comes out, I hope you'll come back on and we can sit down and just play a whole bunch of the songs for our listeners. How's that?
Oh, that'd be great. I would greatly appreciate that. Thank you.
Absolutely. I always love talking. You and TG are two of my favorite people to talk with. We always have some delightful conversations, and I always look forward when I get a chance to talk to you and know that you're going to be on the show.
Well, same way we feel about you. Likewise, for sure, my friend. And keep us updated on all things going on in your world, too, please.
Absolutely. Well, we're going to play I Reach for Red right now for you, and pay attention to the steel guitar in this. By the way, I love the steel guitar in this song.
I do, too. You're not alone.
All right. Here is I Reach for Red, brand new music from Kelly Lang as we continue with My Kind of Country. KellyLang.net is the website. Keep an eye out for more great music coming from her. Kelly, as always, thank you so much, and love to you and TG. Thanks for being on the show.
Love to you as well, Scott. Thank you. Have a good one.
Reach for it when I'm in the mood. It soothes my body and eases my soul. Yeah, I reach for it when I'm out of control. I reach for it times and bad. I reach for it when I'm happy or sad. It wets my lips and leaves me wanting more. Yeah, I reach for it when you walked out the door. Red, red wine holds me like no other. Red, red wine, more faithful than a lover. You may not have 2 arms to hold me, but it makes me feel just fine. My red, red When I am low, I reach for Merlot. I pour another and drink it down slow.